Hey y'all, Phil here. This is the first installment of a few short stories I'm going to be reading and sending out in the coming weeks. Um, we're in this weird coronavirus vortex, and I felt like this would be a good time to promote myself. So if you enjoy these stories, please let me know, leave a comment. Constructive criticism is always welcomed. And ultimately, I would like to make a compendium of these stories so there will be a time somewhere down the road where you could actually purchase a bunch of them. Without further ado, I'd just like to get into this one. This one is a short story. It's only 3 pages. We're looking at about 1,500 words, and it's called "Curls at a Coffee Shop." So I hope you enjoy it. Have you talked to her yet? Sam asked Matt across the two-person table. Sam was 5 years older than Matt, but with his baby face, you wouldn't have known. Not yet. I haven't even seen her face. Matt rubbed the underside of his oaken-shaded beard. I'm just drawn to her, you know. You don't even know what she looks like? Maybe she's a dude with great hair. With a body like that, I doubt it. He quickly glanced at the door. Have you asked the baristas about her? Matt looked at the guy behind the counter and back at his friend. You think they know her? You said she's here all the time. Matt combed his fingers through his beard for a moment, then shot up and walked up to the counter. Hey, dude, do you know that chick that comes here all the time with the curly brown hair? She normally sits over there by the window. Matt whispered up to the barista, who was busy brewing espresso. Yeah. He wiped some drops of caffeine on his leather apron. I don't know her name or anything, though. Okay, cool, thanks. He knows nothing, Matt spat out as he passed the table, moving on his way to the restroom. I bet his name is John, Sam yelled back before the restroom door closed. Was that a Game of Thrones reference? Matt asked, wiping his wet hands on his pants as he sat back at the table. You know it, and you're never going to believe who just showed up. Matt's eyes popped wide and sharply turned his head facing the window. There she sat. Her curly, voluptuous, brunette hair flowed down her torso, covering the entirety of her face. She filled out her simple low-cut purple shirt and jeans. Her attention was on the road outside. She never brings a computer or notepad or anything. She only sits there and drinks her coffee listening to music. I don't get it, he said, still staring at her. What does she even look like? I don't know. I didn't get a good look at her face. She just kind of appeared over there. Matt dropped his pen on the table. Come on, man, I need your help here. I'm going to help you by telling you to go talk to her already. Okay. He staggered to his feet. His heart jumped gears as his nerves fired feverishly. He took a deep breath and started to move her away. Sam gave him a thumbs up. Don't say anything dumb. He was a few feet away when another guy approached the table and sat down across from her. Hell, he said under his breath and made a circle in the coffee shop back to his chair. That was fast. Someone beat me to her. Matt put his head in his hands. I'm sure the other guy isn't as ugly as you, though. Just wait for him to strike out and make your move. Matt didn't respond. He only opened his book in front of him. He kept glancing up at the table and had to reread the same page 3 different times. She didn't seem too interested in the other guy. She just kept looking out the window. He focused up and read the page, finally absorbing the material. When he looked up again, she was alone. His chest tightened, relaxed. This was his chance. Then he noticed the guy's backpack still sitting on the ground next to the table. Sam stopped typing and looked up at his friend who was fidgeting in his chair. What's going on? I thought the guy was gone, but his bag's still at the table. It's okay, buddy. You'll get her next time. Let's just get out of here. Both guys packed up and started to leave. Matt turned around at the front door, but was surprised to see that the table was empty. Only the bag remained next to the chair. 2 days passed, and Matt couldn't get her out of his mind. He tried to focus on work, but his thoughts always came back around to her. He started making any excuse to visit the coffee shop, telling himself that he was going to talk to her next time he sees her. No exceptions. But their paths didn't cross for over 2 weeks. It was a damp Sunday afternoon, and Matt was sitting at home trying to finish his report for class. His head hurt from the workload dropped on him from school and wanted an escape. He called Sam but only got his voicemail. He figured he'd just go grab a coffee to go and finish up his work at home. Inside of the shop, though, his heart jumped into his throat. There she was, still looking out the window. The cord to her headphones danced out from her hair as she sang softly to herself. Matt sputtered his order to the barista, nervously waiting for it to be made. He cautiously glanced at her from his peripheral vision. When his cappuccino was ready, he grabbed it and sat at the table adjacent to her. He sipped his drink, eyeing her over his phone, looking for any detail he could use to make an introduction. She softly hummed a song, unaware of this nervous wreck a table over. He tried his best to think of the song that she was listening to. It doesn't matter, just go talk to her, he thought. Quit being so afraid. I doubt she bites. Okay, fine, I'll go talk to her. As he stood up, he knocked over his drink into his lap, then quickly walked to the restroom. He did his best to dry the wet spot on his crotch before trying to make a move. But as he walked out, his heart sunk. Her table was empty, save for a laptop bag next to the chair opposite hers. Matt picked up the bag and opened it as he walked up to the counter. Inside was a laptop, charger, and cell phone. I think someone left this here, Matt said to the barista as he tried to unlock the phone. The background was a picture of a couple smiling. Neither of them had long curly hair. Yeah, it was that guy that was sitting over there with the girl. I'll just put it in the lost and found. Matt gave it a week before he ventured back to the coffee shop. He had been overthinking the entire situation and finally worked out a plan. This time, he wasn't going to let any time pass before speaking to her. If she is there, he's going to walk right over and sit down. No drink, just conversation. Because if he bombs, he can always excuse himself to go get a drink. It was a genius plan. The barista greeted him as he entered, but he ignored him. He had other things on his mind. Matt didn't wait. He sauntered over to her and sat down right across. She didn't move. She just kept softly singing to herself. He slid off his backpack and set it on the ground next to him. Hi, he said. She didn't move. I love your hair. Nothing. He took a deep breath, let it out through his teeth. Can I get you a drink? Do you think I'm pretty? She asked, unmoving. Yeah, you're gorgeous. She sat, still silent. Matt tapped his fingers on the table. What are you always looking at? Nothing, she said softly. Just feeling. Feeling? It's hard to see the world without eyes, she started. So how do you know if I'm pretty if you haven't seen my face? Well, it's your energy, so it's just so potent. My energy? Ha, that's a new one. So many men have tried to talk to me, but none of them actually know me. I'd like to get to know you. Matt leaned in. You do? Yeah, he said, smiling largely. She slowly turned her head towards him, her face still covered by her thick hair. He tried to look through it, but saw no distinct features, save for a small mouth. He leaned even farther to get a closer look as she parted her hair, revealing a larger, growing mouth, 3 rows of jagged teeth behind it. Her tongue, pointed and rough, jumped out at him. He tried to pull away, but she was too strong. and she ripped him out of his seat and down her throat. The table was void of any customers after that. Only his bag remained on the floor, to be turned in at the end of the night to a rather large lost and found. The end. So that's it. That's the end of the first one. Hope you enjoyed it. I've got plenty more where that came from. I'm going to start editing them more and recording and posting. So I appreciate it. Share it with your friends. Tell them what you think. Y'all have a good one. Stay safe.